taken me like 6 years, but I think I've finally solidified some good, healthy climbing habits that help me avoid injury and keep progressing my climbing. Going out for an evening sesh today, so I'm gonna do this in chronological order, not order of importance. I like to get my warm-up started on the way to the crag or the gym or whatever, and I usually start with the fingers because they take the longest for me. So maybe some tendon glides or some wrist swirlies or some, you know, squeezy fist things like this. I really like pulling on the steering wheel in various grip types, like in the half crimp like I'm doing here, or I'll pull the open drag and the 3 fingers here for a while as well, or I'll even hit the little full crimp a little bit, like you might have seen in some of my recent videos. But my fingers really take a long time, maybe like 45 minutes or an hour even to like, maybe like 45 minutes or an hour even to like totally warm up. So pulling on the steering wheel and moving the wrists around and getting everything moving and lubricated and juiced up before I get to the crag or the gym is a great start to the warm-up. It's a high of like 92 or 95 or something like that down in Denver today, and a high of like 72 up here in Guanella Pass. Sorry, I'd be stopping to taking more like deliberate and, you know, cinematic B-reel or whatever, but Caroline's waiting for me and I feel kind of bad, so trying to move quick. Check it out, tree in the path here, right in the way. Must have come down pretty recently. As far as the rest of my body is concerned, the hike usually gets it pretty well warmed up, or is at least a pretty good start. And I keep the fingers going along the way. Once you're at the boulder, it's great if you can develop like a consistent warm-up routine, but at the very minimum, just make sure that you're slowly increasing your effort level over maybe 30 or 60 minutes of your initial climbing. Don't get sucked into trying too hard, too fast, or jump onto the crux of your project in like the first 10 minutes. All right, so help me out with the start of this guy.
I really think I'm stepping on my heel more than I'm pulling on
And you're
my
squeezing
heel.
with it? Okay.
I'm gonna go up there.
Didn't have this one in my notes, but quick tip is like between actually trying moves on the boulder is just resting in between. There's still stuff that your body's doing physiologically to get you warmed up, ready to try hard. So it's not like only while you're trying that you're warming up, the resting is helping you too. Well, it's like a high in like the low 70s, but that still feels pretty warm right now in the sun. I think we'll be out of it in compression, maybe.
This one's weird too because you have to grab it like that.
That's bad for the TFCC, according to Trevor. This just happened to be the boulder that Caroline was working on when I found her, but she's already sent it a couple of times actually, and I'm really just using it to warm up today.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Pretty good warm-up boulder, on to the main event. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Oh, and I could only roll so far back because of the mega load. Mega load. You want to help me out while we hike? And say hi to this camera.
What's up, camera? Compression matters. Yeah, let's see. I've probably been there twice now, I think. Didn't really do a whole lot each time I was there. Once because I think I was injured, and then the other time there was just like an insane amount of people. But now we definitely have this place all to ourselves. Hiking through the warm-ups, out of breath. So I've been tasked with B-reeling it uphill. This is just training. Can I hold a conversation while hiking with 2 pads on my back? We're about 10,000. Oh, wide load coming through. I don't know. Will we make it? Barely. Oh shit. Objectives for compression are really none for me personally. Just want to get back on it. We'll see how we feel with our pads. My objective would just be to like pull on somewhere at the halfway point and work the top. Try to like hit crux move and to the top. Or just somehow do the top, you know? Yeah. I'd like to maybe put those big middle moves together. All right, Thank you very much. Yeah. Appreciate it. Because I've done all the other stuff a bunch of times. I really don't want to waste much energy on it. I know I can do it. Yeah. I just want to pull on from the cheat spot and like start trying to get to the top. Yeah, I like this version of the nobody's here. Mm-hmm. So chaotic normally at this boulder. I know, it's awesome having it to ourselves. Caroline mentioned that this boulder might have recently been downgraded from a V7 to V6 in Mountain Project, but I'm just not gonna look and pretend that didn't happen for now. The start to this boulder is tricky but not difficult, but now we're getting into the crux. This first move gets it started, but it really only gets more difficult from here. I grabbed it short.
Well, you might want to ultimately, just like I end up doing, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
You might want to take it a little short and leave the mesh.
I know. That was so funny.
I have for your bumps, little power spots for your bump.
We're a minute there.
Okay.
That feels better.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I should do the left foot down right here.
Yeah. It puts a lot more weight on your hands. Yeah. It almost seemed like the kick could work for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try for that intermediate then. That's the move.
Okay, yeah. Come on.
Man, that's hard.
That thing was like, when you grabbed it, I was like, ooh.
Not good.
Yeah.
It certainly didn't make me feel like I could stop. The next one should be pretty obvious, and that's to take plenty of rest between attempts. I've got my comfy shoes on, so I'm not really like prompted or inclined to take them off all that much, but I am gonna take them off now just to force myself to take, 5-7 minutes of rest here before giving another proper attempt at that crux move. Isolate good and nice and high on that left arm so I can hopefully grab that intermediate before I drop down.
Now you go.
Dude, I can't go. There's no go. Man, that move is heavy on the left hand. I almost would love to figure out a different beta just for the sake of getting a little more on the right hand at some point. Almost crushed your can, my bad.
Man, these mosquitoes must drink deep.
A few things I hate in this world more than mosquitoes, man.
Okay.
Almost worked. If I caught with my thumb, I almost feel like I could hold it. The next good habit is to not try the same move too many times. I think Eric Hurst recommends 7, but say maybe 5 to 10 times on your crux move, especially if it's one that's kind of tweaky or starts to hurt a little bit. It's not worth hurting yourself just trying the same move too many times.
Sometimes you just need to go explore the other beta to know what you were missing. Yeah, dude, you got space for a match. Well, you could match all 4 fingers in that shit. That's generous, dude. Generous as hell. Yes, come on. Yes, come on.
Okay.
Do you want me to try to power spot you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That was some progress at least.
Dude, you give yourself so much space.
Oh yeah, I did. What am I doing? There it is, yeah. That's good enough.
Yeah.
You're right, sometimes you just need to change it up. Try something different.
That should be a bonus thing.
Bonus, change it up.
You just gotta do a little switcheroo.
Switcheroo on the old beta. Try something different. Yep. Even if it's not better, it might be worse, but it might just get you out of the headspace for a bit and you come back to your original beta and then you do better on it because you're more committed. Yeah, exactly. It helps you commit more to it if you at least tried 1 or 2 other things. So maybe I'll try it at just a 50% kind of spot. You know what I mean?
You almost slap a little too high, you want to remember, make those index fingers touch.
Yeah, come in.
Yes.
Right, that's right.
Many of you are probably trying to find the balance, just like me, between climbing progression and possible injury. I want to climb as hard as I can, but in the past, that's often meant a high volume of climbing, which often is accompanied with a high volume of injuries. Not a recipe for long-term success.
Dude, I have such a hard time doing that. Wow.
Was that enough spot? Was that what you were looking for?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
I've actually been given some bonuses, so I forget what number I'm on, and I'll probably have more 10 or 11 or 12 instead of 9. But the other one is that cracking your knuckles is good before, during, and after your climbing sessions. Learned that from that climbing PT I saw in Chicago, so I have that on pretty good. What's the phrase? Guy who knows what he's talking about said that. So crack your knuckles a lot while you're climbing if you feel like it. Also does not cause arthritis. Pretty conclusively agree on that.
Awesome.
So that's always nice. Number whatever we're on is also to stretch your fingers, not just crack the knuckles. Don't overdo it and really crank on them, but lightly pull for 10, 15 seconds maybe. I think I'm sure Alex Magos mentioned this in a video, but I don't recall at all what video. But if it's good enough for Alex Magos, right? How many times do you think I've tried this move?
Today?
Yeah.
7 or 8.
You think that many already? Oh boy.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
7 feels kind of maybe right.
Okay. So I'm trying not to try more than 10 on a single move if I can help it, And it does. My left hand is starting to feel a little cranky. Don't overdo it, dude. That'd be really embarrassing to hurt yourself while you're making a video about healthy habits not to hurt yourself. That'd be pretty silly. 2 attempts maximum, that's it. No mas. Okay, I've got 1 attempt left. That's all I'm giving myself. I did probably end up at about 12 or 13.
It took me 6 years and probably twice as many injuries to learn this, but if you take your time warming up, limit your hard attempts, start to cool down as soon as you feel yourself pass your peak, and only do a couple of sessions a week, you can still keep progressing. That is if those sessions are limit bouldering, but if you've been watching my other videos, you might be getting sick of hearing me say that.
I feel like I really notice the altitude here once I'm on like a heavy sun go, you know? Build up a pump a little, I really get out of breath. Which brings us to our last one, keep the session short. I'm starting honestly to feel it just a touch in my elbows as well as the fingers on the left hand. So the injuries, one time excluded for me, have otherwise almost always happened towards the end of a longer session. Or what? Or prior to a proper warm-up, yeah.
But you know, I've been doing a meals daily thing.
Little daily hangboard feet on the...
once a day,
yeah.
and I do at least 15 minutes of yoga once a day, if not
Nice.
30. And that honestly has kept me like
Pretty injury-free.
Yeah. For the most part.
To stretch, massage, and crack my fingers after the session as well helps for the recovery and to like move things along or just like, I don't know really, but it's supposed to be good. Take plenty of rest between sessions. I usually do 2 full rest days, sometimes more if I went a couple of days hard or like skimped out on some rest earlier in the cycle. And lastly, I'm super lazy, but try to do my best to lock down some like halfway decent nutrition. Good, how are you? Good. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. You too, thanks. Yeah, my diet isn't exactly the best. I try to make sure that I drink enough water because I know being underhydrated can be dangerous in terms of leading to more potential injuries. I also try to get enough protein, especially after sessions and on days of hard climbing or training, but kind of all the time I monitor it to at least get to some minimum levels. You should do a little research based on your own body weight and activity level for that. But thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Maybe you'll like one of the videos in this playlist about progressing your climbing, which is a lot about avoiding injuries and like finding ways to keep getting stronger without getting hit.
In 18 miles, take exit 260 to merge onto State Highway 470 toward Colorado Springs.
Okay, you got the idea. Thanks for watching, folks.